So the year is 1932, and this marks the beginning of a very dark experiment. Let's call it the Tuskegee study. Initially, the experiment involved 600 black men, of which about 399 had syphilis and 201 did not. Syphilis is a sexually transmitted infection that can cause serious health problems without treatment. The infection develops into stages, namely primary, secondary, latent, and tertiary syphilis. Of note, the experiment was originally called the Tuskegee study of untreated syphilis in the Negro male, but is now referred to as the Untreated Syphilis Study at Tuskegee, USPHS for short. Before unveiling the dark truth about the Tuskegee experiment, let's first get some perspective. Tuskegee is a city in Macon County, Alabama of the United States of America, founded in the year 1833. Back in the day, getting medical attention and food was very difficult, and as a black man, to survive you would either have to work numerous low-paying jobs or participate in some clinical trials that came with certain benefits. Researchers told the men participating in the experiment that they were being treated for bad blood, a common term used at the time for several ailments such as syphilis, anemia, and fatigue. In exchange for their participation in the study, men were deceived into believing they were receiving free medical exams, free meals, and burial insurance. Of note, none of these participants received any informed consent, none of them were informed of the diagnosis or the true purpose of the study. And surprising enough, the experiment lasted for about 40 years, running from 1932 to 1972. These African American men participating in the study were observed for the progress and the natural history of the disease, most of which makes up the information we know today about syphilis. By 1943, about 11 years later, a breakthrough in the medical field led to the discovery and the widespread of penicillin in the treatment of syphilis. However, the participants of the Tuskegee experiment still did not offer or receive any of this treatment. It was not only in 1972, 40 years after the inception of the study, that the press decided to publish the study, and as a result, the Assistant Secretary for Health and Scientific Affairs appointed an ad hoc advisory panel to review the study, concluding that it was unethically justified, with results disproportionately meager compared with the known risks to the human subjects involved. Later that year in October, the panel advised stopping the study, and in March 1973, the panel, along with the Secretary of the Department of Health, Education and Welfare, now referred to as the Department of Health and Human Services, instructed the conductors of the study to provide necessary medical care for the survivors of the study. This later led to the establishment of the Tuskegee Health Benefit Program, and in 1975, the participants' wives, widows, and children were added to the program. In 1995, the program was expanded to include health as well as medical benefits. Interesting enough, the last participant of the study, Ernest Hendon, died in January 2004, and the last widow of the Tuskegee Health Benefit Program died in January 2009. The participants' children, 10 at present, continue to receive medical and health benefits. By the end of the year 1972, only 74 of the test subjects were alive. Of the original 399 men, 28 had died from syphilis, 100 died from related complications, and 40 of their wives had been infected, with 19 of their children being born with congenital syphilis. The story doesn't end here though. Later in 1973, a class action lawsuit was filed on behalf of the study participants and their families, resulting in a $10 million out-of-court settlement in 1974. On the 16th of May 1997, the President of the United States, Bill Clinton by then, issued a formal presidential apology for the study. This notorious study has led to significant changes in the medical ethics and the establishment of guidelines to protect the right of the research participants and raising awareness about the Tuskegee experiment, as it is crucial for health education, ensuring we learn from past mistakes and prioritize the ethical treatment of patients. A very sad period for the medical world. Until the next video, bye-bye.